Welcome, everyone. It's Monday evening. I'm going to do a painting here today. I put the guitar down. I've got uh, low batteries everywhere on my iPad and my phone. So I do have my phone hooked up, so I'll be able to check the chat out. But I think in about 10 minutes, I'll probably have to plug the iPad in to keep it charged because I don't know if you've ever had it. If you do a live and your thing goes on low battery, it'll pause the feed until you hit close. So I'll keep an eye on that. And my phone's way over there because I don't have a plug long enough to get over here. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. Check out these earth tones I got here. Let me show you what I do on how I get started. I got yellow ochre, and burnt umber, right? So what I'll do, I'll start by putting white in the yellow, put white in my yellow, and then I'll take a little bit of that yellow, put it in the yellow ochre. Then I'll take a little bit of that yellow ochre, put it in the burnt umber. And then I'll take that burnt umber and put black in it to get a dark burnt umber, which I'll use to sketch. This is sap green with a little black. My sap greens, I mixed Prussian blue in them to get these really cool tones. Look at that. Really earthy looking, like, and this is, I'm going to use, believe it or not, I'm going to use yellow ochre. It has yellow in it and a little more white. I'm going to use that as a undertone. So let me get that painted in real quick. And then while that's drying, I'll sketch something up there. I'm going to do two mountains today. A full set of mountains back here and then some mountains up in front. And it's going to be a cool landscape. It's all from my mind. And you can watch to see how I do it. And maybe you'll get some ideas. But for this underpaint, go ahead and wet your brush and really get that color to spread out. You don't have to put this on heavy, okay? You can actually water it down on your palette if you want, but I'm trying to wet my brush enough to spread it out pretty good. We'll have to let this dry because I imagine if you put blue in the sky right now, it would kind of turn a greenish color maybe with the yellow ochre. Oh, I just hit the world. The world's going crazy right now. If you got enough of the world, this is a good place to come and relax. We won't talk about the news here. We're going to talk about art, music, and fun stuff, okay? It's a good place to unwind, you know. And it's a good place to learn how to do landscapes. I do a lot of different techniques, so you got to kind of like, if you like one of them, just make it your own. Build upon it, you know. And I guarantee you, if you try and do my landscape here, if it comes out good and you like it, you'll be able to go back and watch this and follow it step by step. But and I'm sure it'll come out different because you're gonna mix your colors a little different. You'll probably you could put more trees in there. You don't have to do it exactly. You could take this simple layout that I do and then just build on it, make it your own. Just here to give you some ideas. But there's the undertone. This is yellow ochre with a little yellow in it and a little white. Very light color. Now while that's drying, I'm going to sketch my mountains out with a knife. This part of the video takes, a little time, but before I start actually painting. But while I'm doing the sketch, this will all be dry enough. So I want to have some mountains, 2 sets of mountains here. So we'll have some mountains back here. Put a few more peaks in here. I'm just going to kind of sketch something, rough. I'll kind of, this dark stuff I'm putting up there is just to give the mountain some dimension so we can see it. Now this mountain over here, let's actually put it just a little taller than this one, okay? Let's put the peak more over here to the right, and then actually that'll work. I'll kind of want to bring it down like this, so maybe we'll add let's add like a straight peak here. We'll have this coming in front of that one, and then we'll put the main peak way up here. That looks good. We can actually put another peak on the end here. Okay, there we go. And I'll have to work, I'll probably work a hill in front of this mountain, maybe like this, so it shortens the mountain up a little bit, and we'll have a hill come over here like this front. And then we'll have our landscape down here. We could do whatever we want down here. Let's just put a couple hills down here for now. There we go. Simple enough. There's the sketch. But if you've watched my videos before, this will turn into something cool. Let me zoom this in a little more for you. Just a simple sketch. I don't put the trees or bushes in. I basically do this just so I know where my sky is going to be now. And I'm not going to have much of a valley here. I kind of covered the valley up with these hills, but that's all right. It'll be fine. Maybe there'd be a small valley back here on this mountain, but let's get started. I think it's already, no, is it still wet? It's a little wet. I'll start on the mountains and then I'll do the sky afterwards. So the mountains I'll do in gray. I got my larger brush now. I got the 12. The one I did earlier, I did with a 10. I like to use a larger brush just to get my first layer of paint down. So let me mix some gray up for these mountains. I'm going to take a little black here. We'll just mix it right where this yellow ochre was. And a little white. I want to put a little Prussian blue in it. Where's my Prussian blue? There it is. I'll put a little more Prussian blue down here. It's really dark, the Prussian blue. You can see it right there now. But I mixed white in the Prussian blue. We'll put a little Prussian blue in there. So the mountains are going to be really dark, so when I put the, I'll use this dark color for the mountain up front here. Let's just block in the mountain with this dark color. It's going to be some kind of outcrop here. Whoops. I'm not handling my brush too well already. Luckily, I put a mat down here. Oh, man. I'd be cleaning up the carpet. I'll take it down to about here, and then I'm going to lighten this up with white. We'll just use white down here. It'll turn gray. This will kind of be where the valley would have been down in here. Kind of drag it down the way I want it. Pretty dark. So this one I'm going to lighten it up now. So I'm just going to add a little white to that mixture. Just to make the one in the back not as dark. A little lighter. Just, this is called blocking in the color. We're just blocking it in. We got a good undertone already. We got a good yellow ochre undertone. I'll put white down here again at the bottom, down in the valley. I put white because I can always change this color up once I get going. We could put green down in here, or brown, or anything. Any color we want. Purple. Last week I was experimenting with the neon colors. I know a lot of you out there, you know, prefer this style better. This is more, I'm going for a realistic painting here. All right, there's our mountains. This one will be further back. Have this one out front. Look at that already. Wow. Let's see who's on. Paint Your Dream World. Hey, I just saw you working. Good job, brother. Right on. I'm glad you popped in. You got to go check his channel out, Paint Your Dream World. He does a lot of detail work in his paintings. This looking pretty good. I've never used this kind of underpaint, this yellow ochre. So I'm kind of curious how the blue's going to look on here. I think I'm going to do the sky last. Let's I like putting grass in. Let's put grass on top of this color, because there's no sense. I made all this nice looking green earth tones, and I want to see how they look. They're really earthy tones. It's like, let's see what it looks like. We'll have a green hill here. I'm going to try and let some of that yellow, come through. So I'm going to wet my brush just a little and put a thin layer of green up here. Just block it in. I'm going to block in all my colors first, and then we'll start designing it once I get all the colors down I want. We'll try and let some of that yellow show through. So on this side, I got this other green. Let's try this. This is more like, I guess they're almost identical, but they're not. They're a little different. I'll add some dark shadows in there in a second. But let's just block it in. It might not be the color I'm going for, but I can always change it. But you can see how the undertone works, the yellow. So over here, let's put some burnt umber. A little burnt umber with yellow ochre mixed together down here. Wet your brush a little. We're just trying to get a layer of paint down. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. And we'll make this really dark on this side here. Just burnt umber. My burnt umber has a little yellow ochre in it already. So this side should look darker than that. There we go. Look at that. It's looking pretty good. Really easy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes up there. Pretty much is the way I look at it. So we got the shape of this mountain, the shape of this mountain. We got the shape of this hill, and these two hills up here. Really simple. And then the shape of the sky. Let's do the sky now, and then we can get started. I'm going to try and let's lighten up this back area here to make it look a little further back. You just take a little titanium white and we'll lighten that up a bit. Just in the distance. Might as well do it while it's wet, then it'll mix in there. And then blend it in. And then we'll lighten up the top of this hill here a little bit. There we go. Now we got some different tones in there. All right, let's do the sky. I already mixed some Prussian blue at white. And if it's not bright enough, I'll grab some brilliant blue or something. It looks like it's bright enough. I'll try and let some of that yellow shine through. Look at that. Now I got some Prussian blue here right out of the tube. And let's just darken up the corners here. We'll do like a vignette. Just a little bit of blue, dark blue in the corners. And just blend it in there. It's really subtle, but it'll look darker in the corners. Let's grab some titanium white and we'll pick up some of this blue and we're going to bring it down to the mountains, okay? Just pick up a little bit of the blue up there and then we'll bring it down towards the mountains. I'm going to wet the brush just a little because it's already drying on me. This acrylic paint dries fast, so if you're trying to blend it, you got to work fast on this first layer. Titanium white. Right down to the mountains. You could leave some of that yellow, if you don't cover it all, that's fine. You can let some of that yellow ochre stay in there around the mountains. All right, there we go. Wow. Looks pretty good. What I have down there right now, it almost looks like an oil painting to me. The way I mixed all these colors up, it has an oil feel to me. I didn't quite cover this up down here. I want to make sure I got everything covered. There we go. Doesn't that look like oil? Oil paint? Those are some funky mountains, huh? Yeah, it looks like oil paint to me. Let's see who's in here. I got my phone on charging right now. Hey Ellie, I see you in here. I started off with a bad charge on my phone, but it's already got, I think it has enough. I can put it up there now. I have to put the charger back in the iPad. There we go. Now I can put the phone up here and I can see you guys chat. There we go. So this is really simple. we got, look at the shapes we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes in there. That's pretty easy. And look at all the different tones of color I got in here already. It's not just like one color of green. I got some tone. Let's put more tones in here before we get started. So I'm going to grab some of my dark sap green that I put the black in it, and I'm going to create an extra hill in here, right off of here, and maybe kind of bring it across here like this. And then we'll just put some shadows in back here. And a couple shadows down here. There we go. Now we got some more tones in there. Perfect. Just a little bit of yellow. And I lighten up the distance here in the back. Might as well play around with my hills real quick before I put the trees in there. Very cool. Let's try a little yellow in here. And I want to darken up the top of this hill here a little bit. All right. Doesn't look like I did much, but it helped out. Looks like the valley's coming through here now, from way back here. Let me put a trail now in white. We'll put some kind of a pathway coming from here, from way back there. I'll bring it around here and then in front here. So it can either be water or some kind of trail, just to make it look like you're taking the viewer's eye back here, okay? It's coming out pretty good. I think I'm going to, thanks guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to put some snow up here now. I'm just going to use white because this gray, it's still a little wet. It'll probably soak in and it won't be as bright. It'll look, it'll be bright when I put it on, but then it'll, after a while, it'll kind of dull out a little bit. Look at that. These peaks are, they're kind of tall, so I'm going to kind of, I still want to pull it sideways. Don't, it's not good to, it's not good to pull your snow straight down, because the way these mountains work, they're kind of going like this, okay? They're going around. Just imagine the other side of the mountain. It's like concave, the way these mountains are. So you don't want to just pull straight down. Kind of like horizontal, like this, with your knife, sideways. These are kind of tall to me, so I might have to put a few like peaks down here in front. So let me create another, I'll create like another, maybe a peak down here, which will be cool. The mountains are, they're pretty fun to do. Once you get the hang of them, I know I'm going fast on this, but I don't want the video to be 2 hours long. So this mountain's pretty far in the back, so my blue that I'm going to use is going to be very light. Very light blue, okay, for my shadow side of the mountain here. And this one I'll have dark blue. And I'm going to leave some of this gray in here, like this. Leave some of that gray like that. See how it gives the mountain more colors, okay? I didn't like the shape of this mountain, but it looks like it's gonna turn out looking pretty cool, because it's kind of steep. It's steep and tall. You know what I mean? It's like really steep. Wow. Wow. Those look amazing. Now here's this other peak I kind of created down here at the bottom. So you're just going to pretend that this is another mountain peak down here, like this, okay? And just put the shade on accordingly, like this. Basically, I put another mountain peak right in the middle in the front there. Wow, that looks pretty cool. I like doing mountains. They're fun. Like I said, once you get them down, you could go as fast as I'm going. If you like this style, mean, there's a lot of different ways to do mountains, but this way seems to work for me. And I'm going to leave a lot of this gray in there because I think it looks kind of cool. Now what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to wash this with titanium white and maybe run, it'll look like a cloud is running through here at the bottom, okay? That's the goal. What I'm going to do is I got a clean brush now, it's wet, and I'm going to soften all these hard lines in here on the blue. Just take a wet brush and kind of pull the blue down a little bit at the bottom. Wipe your brush off if you get any too much paint on there, and then lightly take your brush now and blend this lower portion in here. We could try and make it look like mist with just the blue. Blend some of this white and this blue up here, pull it down a little bit, blend it, soften it up. And let's blend up to about halfway. There we go. See how it softens this up, and now it makes it look like mist down there. Wow. That came out great, guys. So now this mountain's going to be in front. It's going to really push that mountain back once I get this mountain done. Wow. Man, that's looking good. I can even sneak a few distant mountains back here in between here. I'm just admiring it right now. So this is an actual peak now here. It's its own like little peak there. All right, it's time to do the other side of the mountain. I was going to put some, I might still put white down here to lighten this up, but the blue kind of softened it up enough. This outcrop is kind of different here, but I think what I'll do, I'll put maybe, I'll just have the snow running down here. It'll look all right. All right, let's start the other mountain. We'll start with a little bit of snow on each peak first. I'm going to start with the big peak first. And got a chunk in there. All right, let's put some snow on this peak. And then over here. I'm putting more snow so because this is closer to us. I want this to look more in the foreground. which I mean, it's right there, so how can you miss it? So here I'm going to make 2 peaks out of here. I'm going to put snow here, and then snow right there, and leave a little gap in between, and run this white right down the edge here, so we get the contrast between this mountain and that one in the back there. Wow, it's already looking good. I kind of want a valley right in here coming down. Between those two. Wow. That's what I mean about your mountains. They never turn out the same way. I mean, I've done thousands of mountains, and I guarantee you they never come out looking the same. They're always different. Just put a bunch of snow up there. That looks cool. All right, so now this side I'm going to make a little darker blue over here for this mountain, just a little. Gotta get rid of these chunks. I'm using the paint from the one I did earlier, and it's kind of got dried up a little bit in some places. So there's a bunch of like chunks in here, paint chunks. So I hope you guys are having a good Monday. I imagine y'all had to work today. I'm just so glad summer's almost here. I'll be able to go out to these farmers markets and start maybe selling some paintings finally. I got a tent. I got everything ready this year. A 10 by 10 tent. If you guys like the way these mountains come out, I got video tutorials on my channel. There's some videos on just mountains, so they're not as long as these lives. I mean, they're only like 15 minutes long. Wow. Look at the definition on this compared to that one. And I think it's I'm just kind of doing it from memory. I'm hoping it looks all right. I'm going to soften up this mountain now. I think that's enough color on there. Notice also this is a little darker gray than this one. So I designed that from the beginning. Remember, I made this one lighter and this one darker in the front. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it's just little things like that that matter a little bit in landscapes. So I'm just going to soften up the bottom of the mountain here a little bit by wetting. I got a wet brush. I'm just going to soften the lower part. Wipe your brush off so you don't get paint everywhere. It's just a wet brush. All right. I like that. It's good enough. I'm going to leave it. I like the way it's really defined right there. If you watch my paintings, you know I like high definition, so and I like contrast. You know it's going to be hard to do is I got to make these clouds look far away on this mountain and these clouds look closer, so that's going to be something hard to do. It's really coming out pretty good. Look how the landscape is already kind of taken shape in here already. I got this is charged up. That's good. My phone has still got some juice. On this painting, I just started it like 30 minutes ago. Who is that? Mac dude, how you doing? I just started this painting. I started with the yellow ochre underneath. You can kind of see it here for the undertone. Yellow ochre and yellow, it's all underneath here for the undertone. You can see it's sneaking through the green here a little bit. I was just saying, if you just joined in, Mac dude, I was just saying how quick I do my mountains, but because I'm so used to them. But when I first started this, there was only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes in here. So it's a really easy painting, believe it or not. If you go watch the beginning, you'll understand how easy it is. I know it looks complicated. That's why I don't got a lot of subscribers, because I think that maybe they think it's hard. But it's really not that difficult. I know it looks difficult, but I'm trying to prove to people that it's not that hard to do. Let's put some bushes in here now. I'm gonna run some bushes right across here, and I want to get some at least some tall trees into the bottom of this mountain here. I'm not going to be able to put any trees into the sky because these mountains are so tall, but at least I'll be able to get some trees up into here. Uh, I kind of want them to. I want to run these bushes at an angle like this. These could actually be like low, like tall bushes. I'm going to put everything in dark and then I'll highlight it later to lighten it up. But these could almost be trees right there. Uh, but I don't want to do a faraway scene. I want to get some, at least some tall trees up in here. Let me get a few trees in there, and this is going to really set the depth of the painting here. Maybe I won't make them too tall. I could put some large trees down here in the foreground. I think that'll be okay. I mean, when you got like, I still can do a nice cool sky up there. So the thing is, when I do a landscape, I like to run trees into the sky, but it's not going to happen on this one. So I'll have to make the clouds really awesome looking. So I'm going to keep going because I think the more trees you have in here, the better. The painting will sell better when you have more stuff in it. This is an oil fan brush, number 2. I don't like the way acrylic fan brushes work. They're too soft. All right, I got to step back and look at this to see what I can do to it. Wow, that's looking good. You know what I want to do? I want to keep running these trees down smaller and smaller so it looks like they're going off into the distance there. If you guys don't mind, I'll try and do them quick because I think it'll make the painting look better. I'll stop there, but when I shut the camera off, I'm going to bring them down to about here So it looks like they're running down a hill there. Okay. I'll make this look more like a hilltop here. So I'm gonna have I'll have a big tree over here. So I'm not gonna I'll put some trees on this hill here. I'm gonna go ahead and lighten up my green right now. Just a little. That dark sap green with black, I'm gonna put a little bit of white in it. To get like a grayish green for these distant trees back here. Might be too light. That'll work. I usually don't lighten them up. I usually keep them dark and then I lighten them up later. But I didn't want to do them dark today. Let me put a big tree over here to see what it's going to look like. Just to get it done with. I'll put some bushes here. Cool. I really like that dark color on that burnt umber. All right, I'm just going to put an evergreen tree here, kind of at an angle, coming down to the left a little bit. I'm coming up on an hour, so just going to make it kind of a skinny tree so I can highlight it. And I'm going to do another one, kind of tilted the other way, coming back this way a little bit. So they're kind of tilted into each other. And I'm going to put one right on the edge here, a little taller than that other one, right on the edge. really skinny. So it's going to be behind this big one. There we go. That looks pretty good. Widen some of these out up here. Wow. Wow, wow. I really like that. It's looking pretty. I think I can fit another tree. Yeah, another tree right, a small one right here, like right behind those. It's like a tree poking out there. Fix the top up a little bit. There we go. What do you think of that? Let me try this. Oh yeah, if you're still on here, Paint Your Dream World. Yeah, they charge you like for like some of them are on Sunday. It's only they charge you $30 for the. You can stay out there the whole day Sunday for $30 for a spot. And here in Seattle, they love their markets, man. They're the people. They come in droves on those Sunday markets. So it's worth it to set up on at the markets here. I'm trying to see what I want to. I'm going to do the clouds next. I'm looking for my drink. I thought I brought my Coke in here. I didn't bring it. All right, I might have to run to the kitchen and get my soda. But look at this painting. Doesn't that look like an oil painting? That doesn't even look like acrylic paint. I'm really happy with this one so far. And it's only been an hour. Really, it's been less than an hour because it took me 10 minutes to put the underpaint on there. So these trees are going to end up going down further here. It'll look like they're going down. This is good here. I'm going to highlight these bushes. I need more bushes on this hill now. Just to get more shrubs in here. What I'll do is I'll put some here like this and create like a couple hills in here. There we go. And then maybe like some shadows in here. There we go. I gotta fix up my pathway now. The pathway kind of faded into the green a little bit here. There we go. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now, because it is gonna be coming on over an hour. Uh, Let me see if I can put a few branches in here. See if my liner brush is going to work today. Huh. Yeah, my brush is all fried. I guess I should do some clouds before I put birds up there. Let me do some clouds. I wanted to I wanted to make these clouds look further back, because this mountain is, way off into the distance there. So let me see if I can figure something out here. Uh, oh, I know what I can do. Let me try it. I'm gonna bring a cloud from back here. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that kind of works. All right, so do 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 do. do. Something like that. It's starting to take shape. I'm using Liquitex white. The it's pretty good stuff. I mean, this stuff is like $20 for. It's heavy bodied. It's better than the. I was using Artist Loft white level 2, but this Liquitex white is pretty good. That's about all I'm gonna do. I'll work. I got to do something up here, but I'm gonna do that later. Uh, I'm just gonna highlight these trees, and then that'll be it for this video. You'll have to, if you want to check out the finished uh, painting, it'll be on the community page probably tomorrow. I kind of lost that one tree in there, but oh well. Little highlight there. Some yellow ochre, some yellow, a little bit of yellow on this grass down here. Really quickly. Very cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really like the way the mountains came out on this one. You try and put a bird up here now with my brush. It's not working too good. But anyway, there's some birds. Let me give you a closer shot of this. Wow. Still a lot I could do to it, but that's all I'm going to do now. It's been an hour and 15 minutes, so I like the way this mountain came out here. You see that little outcrop there? I can't believe that that's acrylic paint. It looks like oil paint. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bite. What time is it? You came in a little too late. I'm gonna end this one, but watch the whole video how I did those mountains. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to watch. Yeah, I'll probably put another 30 minutes in this and then it'll be done. I'll throw it on the community page. So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.